The purpose of Fred's electrical training in this academy will focus on hands-on ways of doing the basic work on an electrical installation or the apparatus. You will learn about the various installations and circuits in and around your house and how to stay safe. Electricity is explained or defined as alternating current that you get from the power source or the municipality or wherever you get your electricity from. And that's alternating current, as I said. Then you get direct current, which comes from a battery that will be like in a vehicle, a truck or a car or electrical apparatus or equipment. Now, to look at electricity, you cannot think or plan to do anything on any circuit or any apparatus if you do not start with safety. Electricity is dangerous when you do not know how it works, what the rules are, what the laws are. Just imagine yourself going to swim in a river that's filled with crocodiles. You think you're going to last? You think you're going to get off scot-free? I don't think so. I don't know of anybody that can or even will try it. You cannot ever see, hear or smell electricity. And that is why it is so dangerous. Then the question you're going to ask me is, how can I protect myself against electricity? By putting a barrier between you and any live electrical systems. Live means it is switched on and the power or the electricity is ready, available to do the work. Now, when you look at a barrier, you must use a voltage tester to make sure there's no voltage. How can I do that? How can I see there's no voltage? When you isolate or switch off the supply to remove the voltage. I said use a voltage tester. Once you check, you test, is electricity on? Yes. Switch off, test again. Is electricity off now? Yes, it's off. If it is not off, you switch the wrong switch off. Or the switch is faulty and it cannot switch off. We will discuss that as well. If it is possible, then you can lock the point that you switched off. If not, disconnect, remove the wire from the switch and insulate the wire you remove, that anybody can see that somebody is working on the system. It's been insulated by tape or by another means that you use that's acceptable and according to the laws of electricity. Now, there are three things that we have spoken about so far or thus far. Number one, to test. Test is to make sure that the barrier you put between yourself and live electricity is working. Isolate is part of that barrier. Isolate means to switch off, to remove the power from the point where you are going to work, that it is safe and guarantee no electrical shock. Insulate means you cover it, you close it. Once you have removed the wire, you insulate the connecting point that nobody can go and put it back without removing the insulation. If you're working on a wire or a cable and there's an open spot, you have to insulate because you have to cover any point that can deliver or you can touch an electric wire that has got voltage in it. Isolate is when you switch off that power until you're finished with the work. Insulate is to make sure that there are no open spots or bare spots on the conductor or the cable or the equipment that you're working on. One thing that I can warn you about is that electricity has no friends and is very dangerous if you do not know how to work safely on it or what you're doing. I will continue with our term test. There are a number of testers in the electrical field. Each one has a specific task. That is, it is only for the function that it was built for. You can't test resistance with a voltage tester. We will get to resistance. You cannot test amps, current. We will also get to that tester. You can only test to see if there's a voltage. So when we look at testers, each one will be specific. You will have a tester for alternating current, you'll have a tester for DC current, you'll have a tester for AC voltage and a tester for DC voltage. Now, when you get a tester, because the normal way of doing work in the field is that you have a multimeter or a multi-tester. It can test more than one function. And over here, it's dangerous if you do not know what you're doing. If you must test voltage and you got a multi-tester, make sure, ask, get someone to explain. I will do that as we continue in this module, that how to use a multimeter. Always make sure at all times that you know that you are safe and that you are using your tester correctly. All I can say is that when you are working on these systems and in these systems, as we go on, you will see I will use photos, I will use little drawings, but please make sure when you doubt, contact me, talk to me, or get somebody that is qualified to show and explain to you. Remember, you are not going to be a journeyman or electrician when you are finished. So therefore, pay close attention to everything. It's no good starting something and hurting yourself. I ask you and reprimand the fact that you cannot think that you are qualified once you have gone through this work. There's no way I can test you, no way I can prove that you are competent. Get somebody that is competent. I'm pushing this point now, but this is very important. This is to lead and guide you and to help you on your way.